It's coffee break. Okay, let's kick this off really quickly. There wasn't much news.
Nope, but that's okay, because this is hot off the heels of a great big Garbage Eggs episode.
It was.
So if you want more, you can check that out. That was a lot of fun. One we've been working towards for 6 months now.
6 months. That was the third try at doing it. So if you say it's not good, slap yourself.
No.
No. I like it. The board came out weird.
That was all you.
No, it was all me. And
It's always this thing where, on one hand, I feel like I should say something, but on the other hand, I don't want to diminish your artistic spirit.
there was some artistic spirit there with that board. I had a lot of fun just going back through it again for a third time.
Yep.
And relearning certain things as I was editing. Sorry I dropped it so late. I thought this would be a very easy project to put together, and it wasn't. It was just time consuming.
They never are.
So the easiness was like, yeah, the information's there, but then there's just...
Oh, it sucks. You can sit there and just say the words, and that'll take, like, I don't know, a couple minutes, an hour. But then you sit down and you put, like, footage to the words, and you're like, oh, this is taking days.
Yep. And then most mascots I had to Photoshop and rip out so I can make them transparent. Even though the photos were transparent.
Yeah, those fake transparent photos.
Yep.
Woof.
And then there's certain mascots that just wear all white. How do you make that transparent?
Yeah.
So we have to have fun with that.
Good luck.
But that's out now. It's the beginning of a trilogy.
Yep.
So soon, November, will be the next installment.
So keep your eyes peeled for more fun ranking stuff with Garbage Eggs.
Yep. And I think that's probably one of the coolest thumbnails I've ever made.
I agree. It's really good.
And that's literally all of them that I've made transparent, popping out, coming out of the frying pan.
Yep.
So that was fun. We're going to kick this off with a new image from Superman, James Gunn's Superman, to start up his DCU. It's technically not the start, but there's this awesome photo where Supes is sitting, I think, on a satellite, and Krypto is next to him.
Finally.
And Gunn confirmed that is Krypto.
Krypto is kind of like Batman's Robin, where
I would have said Ace.
No, like, we don't see, like, live action, basically non-existent. Despite the fact that Batman and Superman, respectfully, all have, like, had many iterations. We don't see their sidekick buddies. I think Krypto's more fun, personally. Sorry, Robin.
I think it's really cute and such a fun direction to go with, like, hey, why can't Supes have a dog? I keep hitting the table. I'm so sorry. He deserves a dog, and I think this is going to be a very wholesome family film. And it would make sense that he has a dog because he lives on a farm.
Also, it gives him someone to talk to.
Yep. Someone to relate to.
Yep. Easy. And Krypto's fun. Who doesn't love dogs?
Yeah.
So, 10 out of 10, I say. Already starting strong.
Super excited. Now that we've got...
Super excited. Superman excited.
I am excited. If you know Coffee Break, I'm more of a DC fan than a Marvel fan. And when it comes to DC, the way it's been fumbled so far, it makes me upset because I'm like, these characters deserve greater outings. The Flash. What? Why? No, tell the story of the Reverse Flash.
Every time DC does something that's, like, really good and people are like, this is it, you found your footing, the immediate next thing that happens is like, oh, that was bad and embarrassing. Joker 2.
Joker 2. Shazam 2. Thought that was very funny that Zachary Levi, that's his name?
What a loser.
It thought that Shazam was going to be his Captain America, that this was his big role, and he's very sour about it. No, dude, have you seen the way you played the character in the second one?
Yeah, God, that second
one. It was terrible.
I was thinking about it the other day. Just awful.
It is. And the 3 sisters that they're fighting, whatever nonsense that was.
I was thinking of the one girl who's gonna be Snow White.
Yep.
I don't remember her name, but I was thinking about how she was in that movie.
Rachel.
Zegler.
Yep.
Zegler? It was just terrible. Like it might be this thing where, you know, I thought the lady who played Alice in Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland was a bad actress. But then I saw her do any other movie, and it was great.
Sorry we heard that weird swish noise. Something happened with the computer.
I don't know what.
Yeah. Blue Beetle.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Yes.
Not a great superhero film. Fight me. But here's the thing. It's a great superhero movie.
Mm-hmm.
It did exactly what it needed to be, but it wasn't a game changer. I wanted a game changer, and the DCEU needs a game changer.
Mm-hmm.
Never got one.
I think Blue Beetle's biggest thing was it was great, but it was also so much like Marvel that, you know, what Marvel's doing is very like tired and overdone. Mm-hmm. So even though it was great and it reached new heights, it was too much like everyone else, so it couldn't stand out.
Yeah, and it's a safe platform to be on,
mm-hmm.
but we're looking for something a little better.
Yeah.
I want you to elevate it.
Thanks, Gordon Ramsay.
Now, if we're looking at the DCU, they've got Hawkgirl. She's going to be in the movie, Superman.
Mm-hmm.
She's already casted. We've now got our Jon Stewart.
I saw him. He does have magnificently blue eyes.
They're going to be so cool when they're green.
Oh my god, they're crazy.
I hope he CGI's the whole thing. And then now we got Supes.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're missing Flash, Cyborg,
I hope...
Princess Diana. No,
Yeah.
Diana Prince.
Both are accurate.
Wonder Woman.
Technically.
And Bats.
I saw fan art of a version of Wonder Woman, and she was like 7 feet tall and super buff, and I was like, yeah, that looks cool.
It would be cool, but she can't be taller than the boys.
Yeah, she can. Who cares? Shut up.
My biggest concern about the DCU is casting Flash and Batman.
Mm.
That's just where I'm at. But I'm very excited for this new film, Superman.
I can't wait to see a trailer, honestly.
There's some really cool things that are going to come together just for this movie, like Christopher Reeves, who played the original live-action Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Right? His family put together a documentary about his life and the accident and what happened after.
Mm-hmm.
And about, you know, becoming Superman to becoming this fragile, frail old man.
Mm-hmm.
And also, one of his sons is in Superman.
Aww.
As like a cute reference to be like, yeah, it's Christopher Reeves.
That's nice.
Zack Snyder did this with Man of Steel. There was a point where Supes gets hit by like some beam from Kryptonian thing,
mm-hmm.
and as it's like distorting him and he's starting to like power up before he launches himself through it and destroys it, you can see that distortion. He looks just like Christopher Reeves.
Dang, that's
It was
nice.
another reference.
That's sweet.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, so we're keeping it close to the chest with this one, and it makes sense to me. The other sad news that I wanted to bring up was the American elections. We're not going to get too political heavy here.
No.
It's just that the least favorite candidate, Donald J. Trump, has now said that if he was president, he would ban all video games, as if that was going to stop school shootings and any shootings occurring. I wrote a paper about this 2010, 2009.
I also wrote a paper around that same time.
Yep.
And it's annoying because there have been so many studies,
Yes.
so many countless studies and like experiments and reports disproving this idea. And the reason there have been so many studies is because stupid, dumb idiots keep saying that same thing over and over again and ignoring all of these studies, being like, no, this has nothing to do with it. And so they have to keep doing the studies again because these stupid morons keep being like, video games make you violent. No, they don't.
I feel like they're... Not only is this a very old and tired gimmick that the Republican Party is pushing, But there is no validity to what you're saying. All you're doing is trying to cause mayhem and chaos, and thinking that's going to find itself in control.
All it would do...
Video games are more helpful to a person playing them than almost anything else because it's interactive.
It's, again, not to get political, so I won't go into too much of a deep dive, but thinking of it like this way, all this would, if this incredibly stupid thing happened, all it would do is would mean a huge majority of the country would no longer have its main hobby anymore.
Yes.
And also, huge companies that make a lot of money for the economy would suddenly be gone. So it would be a complete catastrophe in every regard.
I started telling a coworker, like, what a ridiculous economic idea this is. And I started talking about how the video game industry is worth trillions of dollars, and destroying that would displace so much that there would be no revenue. It's imbecilic. When I was saying it's worth trillions of dollars, I realized, oh, this is the dumb thing that this guy says all the time.
Yeah.
The billion-dollar company, I made it. Shut up.
Tariffs.
So we're not saying anything about what political parties we join or represent. I'm just saying that idea and that concept
Stupid.
is for only stupid people. Do not buy into that crap.
Yeah.
And if you feel like video games are too violent, go watch movies. Watch Terrifier 3.
Again, it's this again,
That's violence.
Not to be too political, but it's again churning wheels to try to do anything except address the actual problem.
Yeah.
But whatever. Well, let's move on to the next point.
Yeah, apparently we don't know anything. So we had some questions last week. We had 2 of them.
Yeah, double up.
So we talked about Joker.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Joker. Apparently not. So standing at a 74% no, nobody wants to watch it. One of you guys put in the comment, I already saw it, but I'm going to say no.
It's like they wish they could regain that piece of their life.
It was something like that. And I was just like, well, I said it was a week late for me to ask that question. I don't need you to do that. I appreciate it. It made me giggle, and that's why I brought it up. But yeah, nobody's watching Joker.
No.
And if you watch the Garbage Eggs, we do talk about how Terrifier 3 is just slaying. And
in more ways than one.
yeah. And have you seen all the promo stuff for Art?
I have.
It's so much fun.
I was embarrassed because I think we called him Ash exclusively in Garbage Eggs, and that's not his name. Whoops. His name is Art.
I don't remember calling him Ash.
I feel like I did. It might just be because, you know, Ash from Evil Dead. Like, when I think of horror...
Ash Ketchum?
Yeah.
Sorry.
When I think of horror and A names, Ash is usually the only one that pops into my mind.
It would also make sense because he's white and black.
Yeah, like ashes and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, but no, it's Art.
It's
Whoops.
I don't remember that being in there, but yes, it's Art the Clown. If you don't know much about him, from what I understood from the first 2 films, he is a interdimensional magical being.
He's got a magnificent smile.
Yeah, that's also part of it.
Can't miss that one. What was the other question of the week?
So the other question of the week was, rumor has it about Pokemon Z through A.
Yeah.
ZA.
Pokemon ZA.
Who was your starter? And the rumors were Trico, Tepig, and Sobble.
I voted for Tepig.
So Tepig comes in number 1.
I would have voted for Trico if I knew Tepig. I was trying to pick an underdog, personally.
Well, he came in as number 1 as 55%. I think a lot of people like him, but he never went anywhere.
His final evolution, the final evolution's great, but Pig Knight is not.
No.
Tepig's great, Embor's great, Pig Knight, like awkward middle phase.
As much as I love, what is that, Gen 5?
Yep.
The starters, they weren't superior.
They are my least favorite generation of starters.
They are kind of lacking there. And so perhaps a chance to have a Mega Evolution would be fun. Trico already has one.
Yes.
So that makes almost no sense to redo this.
Trico did get the lowest score. That's probably a reason for it.
Yep. And then I chose Sobble. I love Sobble. I love my crying little lizard boy who will eventually become a James Bond sniper.
I will admit his evolution in, like, his arc throughout the anime was very good.
Also, yeah, Drizzle, little emo boy.
Uh-huh.
I relate. So thank you for everyone voting. I know there were just weird and absurd questions, but that's kind of the point of it.
Yeah.
So it's box office trolls.
The box office trolls.
I know, we're 15 minutes in. I said there wasn't much news.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of us just talking about things we've seen this week.
Number 1, Terrifier 3.
Good for them. Go art. Yippee.
Number 2, The Wild Robot.
Good for them. I've heard only good things.
Yeah, people really like this one.
Pedro Pascal's in it. I didn't know that. I didn't know any of the cast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does Pedro's voice work? Is that like...
I think so.
Okay. I feel like you need to see him with his mustache to really get the daddy vibes.
The entire 90% of Mandalorian, his face is covered.
I said what I said.
He voices a fox, so.
Okay. Number 3, Beetlejuice.
You know, we're creeping towards Halloween. These like scarier ones are gonna keep coming back on the list.
Yep. Number 4, Joker Q. Only made $7 million this weekend. Dropped 81%.
Honestly, doing better than I expected it to. Even with all these new things, a lot of the stuff on the list is like their first week in the box office.
Yeah, but watch, it's just gonna drop. Everybody who wanted to see it or dared themselves to see it is done.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that to stream on HBO. Max. Whatever. Number 5, Piece by Piece.
I don't know what that one is.
Me either.
It's either like oh, isn't that the one with Andrew Garfield? And like it's that rom-com thing?
Yeah, and Florence Pugh. You keep forgetting Florence Pugh.
I like her.
You?
And I keep forgetting her name.
What do you know her from?
She was the new Black Widow from Marvel. Her sister.
Hawkeye.
Yeah.
She'll be in the Thunderbolts.
Yes. I think she's cool.
I believe she got her start, or her mainstream start, from Midsommar.
Yeah, I do remember her talking about that. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's fun. Number 6, Transformers 1. Everybody has told me, I've seen what it's about. I get it. You guys love it. I cannot wait to watch it.
Yes.
And yes, there will be a film review about this. And I love that there was a call to action from Transformers fans to keep it in theaters because they love it that much.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so if this is the faithful one, I need to know. Because I remember watching the cartoons, playing with the toys, and watching those live action movies.
Yeah.
But if this is the real Transformers that's like dedicated from like the 80s.
The new resurgence of
yes.
it. Yeah.
So that sounds awesome to me. Number 7, Saturday Night.
What's that? Oh, the Saturday Night Live one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really want to watch this one. This is the one where I'm like, no, that's way too cool. It's their 3rd week in. It got 1,155 extra theaters to show it.
Well, that explains it. I was like, how's it 3 weeks in, but we haven't seen it on the list yet?
Well, it's one of those... I already know what it's trying to be. It's trying to be that Oscar bait stuff. Because we're now seeping into the Oscar bait season.
Also, actors love stories about being actors.
Yes.
They love movies about making movies.
It's not just actors. It's also just film people in general. Whenever there's a film about making movies, it will show up in the Oscars.
Because
like last year was Fabelmans.
Yep.
Like the story of Spielberg's family.
Ooh, my struggle on the big screen. I can relate to this.
Yeah.
It's like the majority of people don't.
No. Number 8, My Hero Academia. You're next.
Oh, really? Good for them.
Number 9, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
Re-release.
Sure. Yeah.
And number 10, The Apprentice.
Yeah, good for The Apprentice.
Isn't
Sebastian Stan's great.
Yeah, the Trump one.
Yeah, and then they ban all the video games. No, the guy from Succession's in it too, and he's really good.
Jeremy Strong.
Yes.
Okay.
I was not gonna remember his name. I can't even remember Florence Pugh, and like I have seen her thing.
Yeah. Next, Only Murderers.
So, the stuff we've watched throughout the week.
Kumail had the best lines.
Yes.
That was clear. I'm glad that we were able to pretty much say that the people on the other side of the apartment were not the actual bad guys.
Yeah.
They were just reaping the benefits and rewards of someone who actually cared about them.
To blankly state something, I would say story-wise, this season's kind of weak. Comedy-wise, knocking it out of the park. One of the funniest, like, every episode has something that's really funny that happens in it.
Yeah, I wanted Zach Galifianakis. Wow, that was really hard to say.
Yes.
Galifianakis to pop off. I know he can. He really can. And right now he's just been, lack of a better word, bitchy.
Yeah, which I think is like the angle they're going for. It's a lot. It's also a lot of characters in this one. Like because we're on like a film set and whatever. There's the actors and the podcasters and this and that. Something that annoys me, and this became tiresome very quickly, is not Charles. What's the other one's name?
Martin Short.
Martin Short. Martin Short's a character just continually, like, ignoring the plot to instead babble about his personal relationship. And it's like, I get it. I get that's an important personal aspect for the character. But, like, can it not be the only thing he does? Like,
that's all he does.
Continually. They're like, this is the murder. And he's like, but my wedding with Loretta. And it's like, oh, God.
I've noticed as this show keeps going, Martin Short was the, like, funny one in the first 2 seasons. And then Steve Martin started to get, like, his lines, and he was able to quip, right? And then you got
Selena Gomez,
Mabel,
yeah,
who started to learn to bounce off of them, right? Because she's not a comedic actress. She's a Disney kid.
Yes.
With a weird musical career in there.
Yes.
And a Bieber tie. Anyways.
Yeah.
It's now just changed to, it's all about Steve Martin being serious. Mabel is just a side character where they make horrible millennial jokes out.
Yeah, she's the one that drags the plot forward begrudgingly.
Yeah. She did a lot of that. A lot of the heavy lifting. And then Steve Martin just being annoying. He's a character of himself. He's almost, and I dare to say this, Jack Frost from Santa Claus 3.
He's definitely...
Which is the worst Santa Claus.
Of the 3, he's definitely the one that's experienced the most Flanderization out of them all. I think it's because his character has a lot, like, background to the character. Like,
yeah, well, there's a whole season dedicated to that character.
Well, yeah, like, he has, like, you know, his film thing, his Broadway thing. He had a son. Do you remember that he had a son that he had rocky relationship with?
I thought that was the other guy. That was Nathan Lane's character.
No, it was his son. Nathan Lane cheated on his wife, and there's many layers to him. And every season they kind of like give him something new, but forget about all the other stuff they've given him.
Yeah, they do. They try to push it out as fast as they could. Especially, go ahead.
Finish your thought.
I was gonna say Meryl Streep, who's supposed to be his new girlfriend and fiance at this point. But she has shown up twice this season.
Yeah, and I get it. She's a busy lady. She has a lot to do.
Yeah, she actually has a career.
It's definitely become that show that every single celebrity wants to have their little cameo bit role. But because we need to make a new character for this cameo bit role, we need to make a new character and just add more onto this already kind of convoluted plot.
It's going to go down as one of those weird shows where you're like, yeah, everybody was in it. And it's like, did everyone have to be in it? No.
No, the thing...
They just put Melissa McCarthy randomly in there.
Yeah. Terrible character.
Terrible character. She's awesome. She's amazing. I love her movies. No matter how bad they are. Ghostbusters with her was amazing.
No, the thing I was going to say about Martin Short's character, the one that annoyed me was last season, which was, I'm still going to say is the worst season. In, like, episode 1 or 2, he has a heart attack.
Yes. And
then they completely forget about that. Like, that does not get brought up ever again. It does not happen. It never matters. And I'm like, that was so kind of interesting for a second there. Whoops.
He could have died.
He could have.
That could have been a really interesting thing. And now, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's just a lost opportunity.
I don't know how many more seasons they're gonna have.
I'm telling you, one more and they're done. Otherwise, those guys are going to get way too old.
They are really up there.
The Penguin. We're not fully caught up.
We are not.
There's an episode in between because we didn't catch up last week. But we are to the third episode, where finally Vic
Yes. God.
has decided that he's going to hang out with the Penguin.
3 episodes did not need to be dedicated to this character arc.
Well, we finally got it over with, which I was glad because I'm like, now we can move on with the story. And I've been seeing things from episode 4 where I'm like, this one's gonna hit, isn't it?
The thing is, it's been very slow so far, which I kind of expected with a mobster kind of story. They tend to be kind of plotting and meticulous until it all pops off suddenly.
Yes.
But the hour-long runtime on top of the dragging pace for 3 episodes now does not entice me to, like, keep up with it right away. So...
What's the end of this? He becomes the Penguin? He already is the Penguin. He gets the Iceberg Lounge. He already owns the Iceberg Lounge. He's supposed to be this giant mobster.
Has anyone called him the Penguin yet?
When they do, it's not flavored.
Yeah.
It's kind of a derogatory term towards him.
Because, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of what I was worried it was going to be.
And one of the biggest concerns I have about the show, and I know a lot of people are asking this, it's not about where's Batman. It's how come every time they talk about the flood or the attack the Riddler did, there's no mention even in the news about the vigilante.
Well...
And it's like, he was kind of there on the rooftop with you.
Yeah, at the end, afterwards.
He has that cool flare moment.
It's very much like I'd rather just be watching the movie.
Yeah. I like the movie. I feel like Penguin is a far cry from the movie.
Yes. And everything I said last week about the Penguin being kind of annoying only continues to be true.
I thought Vic was scared. I didn't know he had a stutter.
I did.
And then, that became a big part of episode 3 where I was like, oh no. He's going to be annoying to me at the end.
It's
either that or he kills somebody and loses his stutter and he feels self-confidence. Which, what a great story arc.
I hope they don't do that, because you can't really just, like, get over a stutter like that. I liked it because, Oz has his, disability.
Yep.
And so I like the idea that he would want to give others with disabilities opportunities as well, because he doesn't discriminate. But golly gee, it's just so slow, and I can't with this back and forth of Vic being like, am I gonna do this? I don't know, I'm nervous. It's like, oh god, come on, let's do a story.
Yeah, the only way to get through it is to go through it. Agatha all along.
Yeah.
Shortest episode of the season so far.
Yes.
And
the new one's out now,
I think so too, yeah.
Yeah.
But this one, it had to tell you that one thing. Everybody already knows it. It's already all over the internet.
Yes.
That Billy, Wanda, and Vision.
Yeah.
I almost called him Quest for some reason.
Vision Quest.
That's what the show was supposed to be called. This is Billy. Also Wiccan.
Yes. Which I was like, oh, his name is Wiccan, and the witch thing. Oh, it makes so much sense.
Yep. I love that he has his crown, which is also an M, so he's part of the family.
The Maximovs.
And then he did the cool, like, disc thing that his mom can do.
Yeah.
But he's purple. Like, he seems to be just as powerful as her.
Bluish purple. More blue, I would say.
Okay.
Agatha. I like that every single time Agatha does anything, Catherine Hahn does a huge flourish with her trench coat. Because Agatha is the most.
Yes. I was reading something on the internet where they said Catherine Hahn was from a post about WandaVision, and that she was casted in WandaVision to be the noisy neighbor. And it's like, wow, look at that evolution.
A lot's happened since then.
She's a little more than just noisy neighbor.
I'm really enjoying Agatha all along. Now that we've introduced Billy, which makes sense because I remember him starting to talk about his dad at one point in time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, who could your parents be? Who has a dad? Vision.
Yeah, and they got to ride their brooms.
Yes.
Fun little scene there. They got to see the Hunter's Moon.
Yeah.
That was cool.
That was cool.
And we got to play around with ghosts.
That was also very fun. We got to see it. We got to see the 80s like camp setting.
And the Ouija board.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the Ouija board. Here's a question, because it's Halloween time. And I'll post this up. Have you ever played with a Ouija board? And what was your results?
We have once.
Yes. Well, I did.
I was there.
Were you on the floor with me doing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was too many drunk people and it didn't really work.
No. And once I was told all the rules, I immediately broke every single one of them.
Yeah.
Because I was like, let's just amp this up as fast as I can.
Ugh.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happens.
It really loses its luster once you walk into a Barnes & Noble and you see a board game for Ouija.
Yes. So that's the question of the week. There might be another one. I don't know.
We'll see.
So we watched the greatest Halloween movie probably ever possible by Disney Channel.
It's true. It's true.
You're thinking Mom's Got a Date with Vampire. No.
You're thinking maybe...
Halloween Town 2, Calabar's Revenge. No.
Maybe Halloween Town 1. The first classic.
No. Don't Look Under the Bed. Nope.
Nope. Goosebumps.
That's not Disney.
It's not?
It's not.
That it feels so Disney.
No. But Halloween...
Who does it? Warner Brothers? Paramount.
Yeah, I think it's Paramount, actually. No, so we watched Return to Halloween Town.
Yeah, the fourth one.
Halloween Town 4, where they recasted Marty.
Yes.
Wait.
Marnie. It's every year for the last 4 years we've watched one Halloween Town movie going chronologically.
Yep.
And now we've made it to the fourth and final one.
And it frustrates me that they never made a fifth one because this was the best one.
It was so good.
The plot twist just hit me.
Yeah.
I was just like, are you...
It was good.
Of course that makes sense. The most powerful witch is your grandma. Which made me rethink about how when Halloween Town happens, right? Mm-hmm. She almost actually just lets herself fall into the trap because she's testing her family to make sure that they're strong enough to keep themselves okay.
Yeah.
And their passion for Halloween Town because she's the one who created it.
It makes sense why she's so strong.
Yeah.
It was cool. Like some twists and turns were a little like, like she gets the magical pendant and Augie in the past is like, now keep it safe. And then she teleports back to the present. And then the evil witch lady is like, and I'm here. And she just takes it immediately. Like, not even a struggle. She just magics it out of Marnie's hand.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you had one job, Marnie.
You have to accept that it is still a Disney Channel movie. Mm-hmm. And the target audience is a lot younger than us.
Yes. Even though she's in university in this one.
Yes.
Which I think a perfect balance of school shenanigans, teen drama, Halloween flavor, and magic. I liked that.
Yeah. It was good. A limited cast. I wish we got to see a lot more, but it was a limited budget.
Mm-hmm. I felt like her friends kind of fell to the wayside.
Except for that one.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Not Ryan.
Isn't it Gabe?
Maybe? Something like that?
Okay. Well, the kid from High School Musical.
Uh-huh.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Sharpay's brother. He's been in the third one and the fourth one. He's more prominently in the fourth one.
Mm-hmm. He was like a pseudo-villain in the third one. Kind of. They forgave him because friendship.
Yeah, didn't he turn on his dad right there and then, too?
He did.
Yeah. So everybody was happy.
She had a genie friend in this movie, Halloween Town 4. And I would have appreciated more genie magic, because I think genies are cool.
Yep. And then the bad sisters, triplets.
Sisters? Triplets?
Were they not?
They weren't. The actresses aren't. No. I don't know if in universe they were supposed to be.
I assume they were all sisters.
It annoyed me that their names were Scarlet, Sage, and Sapphire. but they didn't dress according to their colors.
No.
That was so frustrating.
They play the bad mean bitches. Mm-hmm. What, they're in like a cafeteria at some point? Which I was like, in what college are you sitting in a cafeteria?
They don't know what colleges look like.
No, they started reusing things where it was like, why didn't you just make this a high school movie?
Because they already did the high school one.
You could have. There's 4 years of high school.
Wasn't that her senior year in high school?
Was it? I thought it was her junior.
I don't remember. It's also... anyway.
Oh, they drag her brother, Dylan, who's still there.
But not the youngest sister, Sophie.
Yeah, Sophie's gone.
She's been quietly written out, like, out of the story and of time. Because she's, like, traveling time-space continuum with their grandma.
Yeah.
And this is gone. Not even a hint.
Yeah, so some of those things you're like, okay, whatever. But the actual story itself of the Cromwell family and the magic that they have with Halloween Town, it's all there. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was awesome. I really think they should do a 5th one.
They totally could. Jazz it up even more.
Yep.
I think the effects were great.
Just for Disney Plus. Mm-hmm. Make a trilogy. Have them as adults raising their own kids.
Yeah.
Instead of living in the suburbs of Utah, yes, I recognized it. It's the same suburbs that you guys keep using.
They always film there.
I swear the house to the left was the one where the Irish kid worked.
That or Canada. Those are the only places you can film. Utah and Canada.
There's tax write-offs.
I think Halloween Town was in Canada, personally. Like,
you think...
like the university? I think that was Canada.
Yeah, but the suburbs, was Utah. Mm-hmm. Great movie. I don't know when I'll ever watch it again.
A delightful time. I enjoyed it.
So, Pokemon news.
Yes, there is Pokemon news.
We've been hinting at it. It's the title of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
This is your segment. Take it away.
So, there's been huge Pokemon leaks. I'm still unsure exactly how it all leaked. I don't know if it was an accident or if it was a malicious, like, intentional thing to happen.
It was made clear to me that this was a disgruntled employee.
Yeah. So, a bunch of stuff has come out, and I'm going to be 100% honest, not all of it I believe. I think a lot of it's fake, actually. A lot of beta designs for Pokemon that don't look at all right.
Okay.
Like, they don't... Like, Pokemon has a specific idea and image and style, and some of these beta leaks, like, there's, like, this really crazy, hyper-realistic, horrified version of a Cacturne, and then, like, another one in the same art style that's, like, some fish creature. And I'm like, maybe it's just the artist's style, and they would submit that, and then they would make it into a Pokemon with their, like, designated stylists.
Babification.
Yes. But I don't know, a lot of it's, I'm like, I don't think that's real.
Yeah.
I'm questionable.
So I've been struggling to find these sprites or concepts because there's so much out there. Mm-hmm. There's some people who are like, yeah, this is the one I made. Like, I saw a Mega Jinx today. Cool.
Yeah.
But not real.
Cool fan art, but yeah. A lot of it's just, like, beta stuff where it's, like, the coolest one I think I saw was a beta image of Spheal, that it also had, like, a bird Pokemon, and Spheal was gray and had spots on it, so it looked a bit like a bowling ball. And then there was this bird that was shaped akin to a bowling pin. And so the original idea was apparently it would be bowling for these birds, or something like that. But
that's kind of cute.
It's cute, but a lot of it's just, like, completely scrapped years ago concepts.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, like, people... So here's the big thing. You might have seen Typhlosion a lot more.
Yep.
That's because there's been, like, scrapped ideas of, like, old myth in universe. And you can see some of this in Diamond and Pearl, where, like, there's a story in a bookshelf in one town where it talks about myth says long ago man and Pokemon were a lot more similar, and they, like, got married and whatever and stuff like that.
What the...
It's something that's in Diamond and Pearl. I don't remember exactly.
Okay.
A lot of these stories are myths that's like, and then the Typhlosion had sex with a person, and this is, like, how something happened. It's very much like...
I don't like what you're telling me.
Well, none of it's real. It's scrapped concepts of an idea that they had. And so a lot of people are like, Typhlosion is gonna... That's the naughty Pokemon now. That's the pervert Pokemon. And you might have seen my tweet where I was like, as someone who's a fan of Hypno, who's had to deal with the your Pokemon's the perv Pokemon for years, turns out a lot of people don't think the joke's very funny when it's about their favorite Pokemon.
Yeah, he got a cool update for the Hisuian form. I like that fire ghost typing.
Yeah.
And the cute little flames, and sometimes they're not out, so he just looks sad and he has down ears.
His little ears.
But what I found very interesting about these leaks was, first of all, there is... okay. Detective Pikachu.
Yes.
There was supposed to be a trilogy. There is a director signed on to make the sequel, which is called The Great Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
There's some weird names about the third one, but all we know for sure is that there was supposed to be a trilogy. There is a anime that they're working on.
Yeah.
This anime is going to be a total, complete reboot of everything. Where it's going to not focus on Ash or Liko and Roy.
Something completely different.
Something different, and it's only going to feature the 151 Pokemon. And the point of this is for them to go find Mew.
Cool.
Which I'm like, we've done this story. I swear to God, there's movies that got remade about this story.
Yes. A lot of it is stuff like I don't want to see. Like a lot of it, like there's been things floating around like, oh, we could leak all of what they have planned for Legends ZA. And it's like, don't do that, because if you leak it, they'll just scrap the game, and you won't get any of it.
Yep.
Because they can't sell a game where you know everything already.
Yep.
So don't do that.
For Pokemon ZA, we know that it's designed to be for the Switch 2. Right now they have the option to make it on the Switch, but it sounds like Nintendo's going to tell us you need to buy the Switch 2 if you want to play the next Pokemon.
Which is what we suspected for a while here.
Yeah, and that's why they didn't give us a release date and why it's taken a little too long, because this is going to be the flagship. And it's probably going to be a launch title.
Probably.
The Switch 2, they have a code name for it, which is Ounce.
Yeah.
Ounce, as in...
like the measurement of weight.
Weight, yes.
Which is weird. I wonder if that's like, it's like heavier by an ounce, lighter by an ounce. I don't know.
Or it just weighs an ounce.
Sometimes it's like remember Project Dolphin? That was the GameCube.
Yeah.
Which is why Delfino Island is shaped like a dolphin in in Mario Sunshine. And Pokemon Mario Sunshine.
Version blue.
Yeah. Yeah.
And version gold.
Blue and gold.
What we did learn is that they are currently working on Pokemon Gen 10.
Which not
what do you
surprising.
mean? Yeah, of course they're working on it.
Breaking news. Fork found in kitchen.
Whoa, yeah. Water wet. Thank you, Perry White. And that's a Superman reference for you.
Dumb.
So Gen 10 is going to be a series of islands, and I was like, oh shit, we did this before and it did not work out well.
I mean, but I liked Alola and I liked Hoenn, and those are the only examples I can think of.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have appreciated, something different, but whatever.
Okay. Well, one is called Pokemon N and the other one's called Pokemon K. These are the two different versions.
Probably just like placeholder.
Yeah.
Is it N and K, or is it Japanese kanji that stands for something that just happens to look like an N and a K?
No, from what I was reading, that is what it means.
Okay. I know they'll do this thing. They'll just like gobble up a bunch of trademarks for a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah.
Like they've trademarked Brown, like Pokemon Brown version, Pokemon Purple version, Pokemon Topaz version, just a bunch of stuff. So even if you're looking at their copyrights to see if you can guess one, there's a million of them. So,
Well, I thought that was interesting. There was another piece of information.
I mean, a lot of it has it's okay. Like I'm not amazed by it.
Pokemon 24.
What's that?
The 24th movie.
Finally. What's this
I think
one?
the 24th movie was supposed to be what I was talking about, how it's a reboot of this new kid on an island. And then there's a live action Netflix.
Weird.
I can't find the article that I read literally 6 hours ago.
I think they are trying to go through and scrape some of this stuff.
Yeah.
If they can. I don't know.
I'm excited about a live action TV show for Netflix. That could be really fun if we do the CGI right and we don't give them teeth.
It is this thing, like, on one hand, it's like, oh, this is something I'm really excited for. This could be very cool. And I'm like, Nintendo should honestly always slapping the desk.
I just keep hitting this damn thing.
Nintendo should honestly be, like, announcing things more. Like, they should be like, we are working on this idea in the future, so then a leak of something like this isn't that big of a deal anymore. But I also understand they don't want to announce every little thing in case something falls through. But I think it would behoove of them. I think companies in general, not just Nintendo, but all of them, should be way more open about the things they're starting to work on.
Yeah, there's that, and then you'd lose the element of surprise. And also, Nintendo, because they're such more older people in charge, there's this more classic notion with business that I'm not going to show you the new car model until I actually have the car model.
And Nintendo especially is like, we will not show it to you until it is ready.
Yeah. And then you can judge me for my work. And it's like, but like Capcom told us about Monster Hunter Wilds more than a year ago.
And that's like, I think because not only like are people always trying to find these leaks and secrets and hacks and whatever, but also we're so connected to the industry and things move so fast. Like, keeping up the buzz would help, I think. And
Yes.
if you know, let's say Nintendo sits there and they throw around ideas of like a Pokemon Snap remake, a Pokemon Stadium remake.
Why would you remake? Go ahead.
Or,
Go ahead.
or a Pokemon Snap remake, Pokemon Stadium remake, or a Pokemon Hey You Pikachu remake. See what, like, whether you actually are planning on doing any of that, see what gets people the most excited. And then wean out obviously no one wants Hey You Pikachu.
Why would you use that?
I was just trying to think of a third one.
Like, we got Snap, we got Stadium, and then Truzzle.
Pokemon the bad one.
Cafe Remix remixed.
Well, like, if there's like, we don't know what necessarily our audience wants, and so they throw these ideas out, and people are like, I would totally want another Snap. They'd be like, all right, let's prioritize that. That's the one that got the most interest out of people. I think that would work.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? If you just made another Coliseum, it would also sell like firewater.
Yeah,
like,
this-
people would freak out.
It is the company that, like, people were very loudly begging for another Pokemon Snap for years, and
Yeah.
it took them 20 years to be like, okay, we'll finally do another
Yeah.
one.
You want a Zelda with Zelda? How about 40 years after the franchise has been well established and we got a live action movie coming on the way? Here's your Zelda game.
People, like, Nintendo fans, screaming about what they want. And, like, everyone knows it, and Nintendo turns around and goes, we made another Kirby.
Even better. What is it? Friendship? Brothership?
I'm excited for Brothership. People have been wanting a Brothers game for a while.
I don't care about Mario and Luigi. I just don't care.
I do. I think they're cute and fun little dudes.
Didn't they just remake Thousand Year Door?
They did. Yeah.
That was it. That's all you needed.
It's true.
Look at Silent Hill.
It's true.
They made one. It might have taken them 16 something years to do this, but that's it. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good for the next 2 years. You don't have to talk about Silent Hill. Well, I mean, the movie's coming out, but the games themselves, you don't have to bother for 2 years.
It's true.
You don't always need to have a Mario game.
I wonder if we'll get, like, a Pokemon, like, Direct soon. After the leaks started to come out, I really expected them to drop a Direct to be, like, I don't know, try to damage
We're
control.
getting weirdly close to that window of when they want to release the Switch 2. Mm-hmm. And that window is springtime.
Yeah.
We're almost done with this year.
They always have a Direct in February, right?
February, yes.
February.
February?
Feb. I could spell it.
Props to that one guy who put that word in his lyric.
It took me the majority of my life to figure
realize
out
that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
We're talking about The Killers. Somebody told me.
You said it. Like, you said the lyric out loud once. Like, you were just referencing it. And I stared at you, and I was just like, my brain was like connecting two dots from too far away as I'm like, that's what he's saying! Oh my god!
Yeah, what happened to me, I loved that song when it first came out. I used to listen to it a lot on the radio along with Mr. Brightside. Mm-hmm. I got back into Killers during college, never really gave up on them. Mm-hmm. And when I was like, what is he saying?
Yeah.
I need to know what his lyrics are. And when I read that, I was like, who would reference the worst sounding month ever? You have June. You have May.
It could, and as far as like
November,
rhyme goes,
December,
January was right there.
Yeah.
You didn't have to be. I imagine in his story it actually took place in February, and so he's like, it has to be that one.
I think it's more of an artistic stance because he's a poet.
He is. I imagine him just kicking himself every time they're about to do a live performance. And like, all right, you ready to do that February thing? And he's like, ugh, let me do my mouth warm-ups.
Yeah. Is it human or is it dancer? Truly the most complex question of this universe.
You can just like immediately, you're like, oh yeah, he didn't write this one.
He did. They just didn't fully write it. Mm-hmm. They had a lot of help. It was supposed to just be a single. Anyways, enough with the Killers. Mm-hmm. Pokemon. Do you want to have a question about Pokemon?
I don't think so.
Okay, then we're done. So, you got anything going on this week?
Still doing daily Ruby reviews for October.
Nice.
We're entering Volume 5. The worst volume.
Nice.
Yippee.
It is a pretty bad volume.
Yes.
I am going to do more Silent Hills. I want to finish up Resi 2. Sorry there wasn't a Silent Hill on Tuesday. That bummed me out. It was because Garbage Eggs took a little too long. Excuses. It's all my fault.
Understandable, though.
I am currently going to be working on the new one, which this Tuesday will be a Deadpool and Wolverine review.
Yay!
Yeah, I know we're skipping Deadpool and Deadpool 2. I wanted to do everything chronological.
Yeah.
But then originally it was Venom.
Yeah.
It was Venom. And then you were like, do you really want to watch that? And I was like, nah.
Let's watch something that we actually think is kind of good.
Yeah. Venom Last Dance, so far, from what I know, in the UK, it's rated basically R.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's bloody violence. That was one of the big reasons. And I was like, oh, cool. So is he going to say turd again?
Oh my god.
Because I'm not over it.
That saying does not work if you don't swear.
It's not even like it's a bad swear. Everybody does it.
And it's PG-13. They could have said it.
And whenever it's said in Spanish, it's still okay.
It's true.
So
whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's it. If you haven't seen Garbage Eggs, please go check it out.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, that was Coffee Break.
Be safe.
Short and sweet.
See you later.
Bye.